Hey guys, so I was not going to make this video tonight because I left for work at 6, a little after 6 this morning, got to work at 7, worked till 4, and then I have 2 little kids, had to make lunches, clean up, so I'm tired, but I decided to just do it because I do need this formula. It takes a long time, about 6 weeks or so, to steep and be ready, so I figured I'll just do it. I'll get in my comfy clothes, put on my big girl pants, and make a video. So don't mind me, I'm in my pajamas, ready for bed, but making this video. So what I'm doing here, I have this old Digestion formula that I've been using for a while. It's been working really well for me. That being said, everybody's a little bit different, so it might work for you, it might not work for you, but it's really easy and simple to follow along if you have all the herbs. If you don't, you can buy them at your local co-op. You can go to Mountain Rose Herbs or Pacific Botanicals, grow your own, find a local farmer, etc. The herbs are out there. Make sure they're high quality. Make sure you source them from a trusted vendor. So in terms of herbal formulation, I like to keep things fairly neutral, unless of course I do feel like I'm either on the hot side, cold side, damp or moist, damp or dry, etc. So this old formula that I was using is Oregon grapefruit, dandelion, chamomile, fennel, orange, angelica, and licorice, but I'm out of Oregon grapefruit. And I was noticing that it was a little bit dry and warm, so I reformulated it a little bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a digestion formula with these herbs right here that I have, and we're going to use dandelion root, chamomile, fennel seed, angelica root, orange peel, valerian, lemon balm, and marshmallow root. So this formula is ideal for stress digestion. It's good for heart palpitations that are tied to tension and stress, and it's good for anxiety bloating. So if you find yourself eating in stressful environments, if you're not just calmly eating your lunch or your breakfast or your dinner, if you're sort of rushing around doing that, and you find that you're bloated afterwards, it's likely because your body is in a sympathetic state. So it's in fight or flight mode. It can't relax. It can't digest the food properly because it's in fight or flight mode. So eating really should be a ritual. It should be in a calming environment. You should not be walking or driving or at your desk doing work. You should be separating yourself from tensions and stress and surrounding yourself with a calming environment if possible, and setting an intention, slowing down before you eat, and then eating. In Western society, we don't really have that luxury a lot of times, so I always find myself eating in the car after I drop my kids off, eating at my desk, eating rushing between meetings, etc. Not ideal in any way, shape, or form. So this is to help that. So here we go. It's pretty simple. We're gonna do, so usually I do this in parts. So I do like 3 parts dandelion root, 2 parts chamomile, but I'm only using the small mason jar right now, and I didn't feel like mixing in a big bowl and doing this big hoopla. So I actually ChatGPT'd how to translate parts to tablespoons and percentages to tablespoons. So we'll see how this works out. It looks good in terms of quantity per herb, because I did prompt it with what percentage of herbs I wanted to use in a quart jar. So we'll see what happens. So we are starting with 3 tablespoons of dandelion root. This is a cooling and drying herb. It's good for liver support and bile production. So 1, 2, 3, that out of the way. And then I have chamomile. Chamomile is slightly warm. Most herbalists consider it a more temperate, so slightly warm, but nothing that will really unbalance a formula. So we're going to do 2.5 teaspoons of that. So that was 2, and here's roughly a half. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's not like I'm making this for clients. I'm making this for myself. So it's not the biggest deal if it's not perfectly accurate. Fennel seed we have next. That's a carminative, so that's great for bloating. It sort of helps to expel the gas, reduce the bloating. It is a warming and drying herb as well. You're probably familiar with this because it's a culinary herb. A lot of the times it goes into sausages and stuffings and things like that. Has a nice licorice, anise-like flavor to it. So we're going to be doing 1.5 to 2 teaspoons. I'll probably do 2 because I just like I just like the flavor that it adds. Licorice root. Licorice root is incredibly sweet. This adds a nice flavor to the formula as well, but it's also adding as a moistening property. This is sort of the harmonizing herb of the formula. It is slightly cool. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of this. Licorice root is really great if you have a sore throat. It sort of helps to coat that sore throat, moisten the heat that you have in there. Angelica root, I thought I had a jar of it, but apparently I don't. So I'm opening this new Mountain Rose Herbs container, herb package. So this is an aromatic bitter. It's great for circulation. We're going to use 2 tablespoons. This is also warming and drying. I know it sounds like I have a lot of warm, dry herbs in here, but at the end I add some cooler, moistening ones, so it is a nicely balanced formula. Next we're going to do some orange peel, and this is a brightening aromatic. It smells so good. This is considered warm and dry as well, and I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of this. And then, since I don't have Oregon grapefruit, like I said, I reformulated this and I decided to add some valerian root and lemon balm as well, and marshmallow, but I have to go get that because I forgot it. It was a last minute addition. So valerian root, a lot of people tend to use this more for sleep. It helps with insomnia and just relaxing the system in general, the nervous system. It is a nervine. It's also an antispasmodic. So if you're having cramping and things like that after you eat, this will help to sort of soothe that. And it also helps to soothe your nervous system in terms of your anxiousness and how the anxiousness sort of comes up as digestion issues. So valerian, we're not going to add a lot of this. This is warm and moistening. Again, we want to balance out the dry herbs with some moist herbs so we don't have a heavy balance on one side. However, if I was feeling sluggish or if I had certain constitutional characteristics, we could formulate this to be heavier on one side or the other just to counteract what was going on, but I'm fairly neutral, so I want to keep this fairly neutral. But valerian, antispasmodic, and nervine, however you want to pronounce it, and we're going to go with 3/4 of a tablespoon for this. Most people say it smells like dirty socks, and they hate the smell of it, but I actually like it. I don't like the smell of dirty socks, but I do like the smell of valerian, so give it a try, okay? Lemon balm. This is so easy to grow. It comes back every year. It's in the mint family. It also smells delicious. This is a cooling, moistening herb. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of this, and this calms your heart. I said 2 tablespoons. Yeah, it calms your heart. It's slightly moistening. It's cool. I tend to get heart palpitations a lot. I haven't quite figured out if it's due to dehydration or stress. I assume a little bit of both. I do work full time. I also have side gigs, and I am a single mom with 2 kids. So there's a lot going on. The lemon balm really helps to calm and soothe and comfort, and it sort of hugs your heart and tries to soothe those palpitations by alleviating some tension in your body. And I'm gonna go get some marshmallow root. That is a cooling, moistening herb. It's technically a demulcent, and it doesn't actually work all that well with alcohol tinctures. What you really want to do is do a cold steep of it, and then it sort of has this congealy, thick stuff to it that's great for drinking, and that really helps to soothe the lining of your stomach. But I'm adding this in for energetic purposes, not necessarily physical purposes. It's more energetic in this formula. So again, cooling and moistening demulcent. I'm going to add 3/4 of a tablespoon for that. So I'm going to go get that. I'll be right back. All right, so I have my marshmallow root. I said 3/4 of a tablespoon for this. That looks roughly right. So we're going to put that in there. Okay. That's actually not very much. ChatGPT, what have you done? I usually like to have my herbs fairly heavy in the jar, not have too much alcohol in there. So I might end up doubling this formula. That'll get me to about here. But don't forget that these are dry herbs, so once you add a liquid to it, they will expand a little bit. I feel like adding an extra tablespoon of each. Do I want to double this formula? I just don't know. I mean, it's really not that much. All right, we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna see how it turns out. So I'm using brandy. For digestive formulas, I like to use brandy. If I'm making tinctures, I will use vodka, a strong organic vodka. But for this digestive formula, I really like to use the brandy. It makes it feel more like a digestif, or whatever they're called. When you go out and you have a little drink of something after the fact. Oh, we're making a mess here. Actually, this is good. This looks good. Okay, so we're adding 1, 2, 1.5. I'll probably add this up to the 3-cup line on this quart jar. There we go. Okay. And now I need to find a cap, which is going to be the hard part. Actually, I might have... Oh. I love it when I set myself up for success. Okay, so I'm going to cap this. Actually, I like to put parchment paper over this so that the alcohol doesn't sort of eat away at the metal of the cap. So let's do that. I'm going to be a little particular because I'm a little OCD like that, which is fine. I'm learning to love that about myself. Okay, so easy peasy. I'll just do that. Close the top. Shake it up. See how it settles. And trust me when I say this, don't forget to label it with the date and what it is. Here it is. It's actually not bad. There's probably too much alcohol in there. I might end up adding more herbs. But again, trust me when I say this, don't forget to label it. Otherwise, you'll think you'll remember, and then you'll go into your cupboard one day and be like, what did I make here? What's in here? When did I make it? How long has it been steeping for? How long has it been sitting in here? And that's not a good thing to have happen. I may or may not know that from experience and still do it from time to time. So yeah, label your stuff, what's in it, what the formula is, the date that you made it, the alcohol that you used, and I guess that's it. So thank you for being here with me on my sleepy Tuesday evening when I just want to go to bed. I'm here in my pajamas, making a YouTube video for some reason. They say just do it, right? Just do it. You just have to do it. Just have to start. So here I am, living on delusional hopes and dreams. Right on, guys. See ya. If you liked this video and want to see more herbal formulations or herbal content, just let me know in the comments below. I also like to make fire ciders, elderberry syrup, tea blends, salves, soap, all sorts of stuff. So just let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this, and thank you.